Europe. Wow. Yeah. Hello, and we're live. Hello, everyone. Hello. Glad you're all here. It's really nice to see so many of you popping up in the attendees list there and saying hello to us and giving us waves. Thank you very much. I hope you're well. I hope you're warm. I hope you're happy. I hope you're secure. These are very strange times that we're in, but hopefully you're coming back to normality now as we all start to come out of our homes and get back into the real world. Welcome back, everyone. All right, let's jump straight into this evening. We have a tremendous speaker here this evening, and it's always a pleasure when he's here. And we're really glad to have him back. This gentleman is very accomplished in this company, extremely accomplished and recognized and renowned and rewarded and awarded in this company. And it's because of the lives he has bettered and the force for good in the world that he strives to be. Now, he has lots of experience for the past 35 years. He's been breaking records in this field of sales and network marketing. He's built organizations that have numbered in the tens of thousands. So he's a very experienced businessman. He's also a well-accomplished public speaker and a master business coach. He's an adventurer. Some of his ventures have taken him to Africa, where he's endeavored to better more people's lives there through building family homes for people who are in need of a better place and a better life in Africa. He's a father of 8 children. He calls them rabbits, in case you hear him catching him say that. That's a translation for you. And his life is really not only been a search for purpose, but you can tell in every decision he makes, every move that he makes, he really does have a sincere determination to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. And so I'm not only honored to have him here and excited to introduce him to you, but very honored to have him as a good mate too. So this is Malcolm Sword, Ambassador, Triple Diamond with this organization, and one of the fastest, if not probably the fastest growing leader in the world right now. So thank you for being here, Sword Master. I'll hand it over to you.
My pleasure. Thank you, Stevie. Thanks for a great introduction as always. And thank you once again for hosting this evening. Many of you will know that technology is not my strong suit. In fact, there's probably a lot of things that are not my strong suit. So maybe I can give you hope because of that. So it's a great pleasure to be back and sharing this incredible technology with you. And we're starting here early at 7:35. My aim is to be finished by 8:15, so about 45 minutes. One of the top builders of ASEA in the world says, when you present an opportunity like ASEA, be brief, be brilliant, and be gone. So I guess that's what I'm going to try and do. I'm not going to be brilliant personally, but I want the opportunity to be brilliant for you, especially those of you that are here for the first time that might be listening to this and watching this information for the very first time. So very special welcome to you. So let's just click over to the next slide, Stevie, please. So we're going to be discussing this breakthrough, this wellness breakthrough, which is actually called Redox Signalling Molecules. The technology is called Redox Signalling Molecules. And if you're here for the first time and you've not heard of that before, it was the same in my case a few short years ago. I had never heard of that before when I was first contacted to have a look at this technology. I'd never heard of it before. The company is actually called ASEA. It's a US-based biotech company based in Utah. Incredible company, and I'll discuss that with you briefly as we go through the presentation. So the greatest scientific and medical breakthrough, probably we should say greatest scientific and wellness or health breakthrough of our time. Big statement, but there is so much evidence now that this is a very, very significant breakthrough. Many scientists are hailing this the most significant wellness breakthrough since penicillin. It's very significant. So thank you, Stevie. Next slide, please. So the business is based on a referral-based business model and enables every single person to generate a serious income on a part-time basis. Initially, you begin a business like this on a part-time basis, and then at some stage you can then move on to a full-time basis. We have people in the industry, people in the business that start full-time, but most people don't do that. Most people start on a part-time basis. And on a weekly basis, when I'm asked what does that look like, it looks like anywhere between 8 hours and 15 hours per week. This is not a capital-based business. It's based on enterprise. It's simply based on communicating with other people. Ultimately, the business is about education and communication. Education and communication. We don't sell. This is not about selling. It's a different skill set. It's really about reaching out to people and educating them about the opportunity, the technology, and the window of opportunity in the world, and also about the actual wellness or the health benefits of this technology. Thanks, Stevie. So ASEA is the global leader. Not only is it the global leader in redox molecules, redox-based molecules, it's the only company in the world. One of the things that drew me to this from a commercial point of view was that here is a technology that is transformational, incredible, a breakthrough, a true breakthrough with no competition. To an entrepreneur, it really is like waving, raw meat in front of a savage dog. And when I understood that, when I understood the significance of this breakthrough, and also after I met the founder of this company, a gentleman by the name of Virtus Norton, I'll talk about him in a minute. But Virtus had come from the background, his background had been, he had been the strategic vice president for a $38 billion company. Most of you all have heard of a company called Kraft. Most people associate Kraft with cheese. They do a lot more as a corporate entity than cheese, but that was his background. He was the senior strategist for Kraft. Subsequently retired to Park City, ended up sitting on the board of this biotech company. He acquired the technology, and it's now called, the company is now called ASEA. There's a great link that you can watch. If you watch, go to YouTube, watch the genesis of ASEA. It will give you a very good snapshot of how Virtus Norton came to acquire this incredible technology. So once again, not only is ASEA the global leader in redox-based technologies, this is the only company in the world that produces it. Very heavily patented. We run patents rolling forward 20 years. We do not have a competitor in this space. We won't have a competitor in this space for the next 20 years. So for an entrepreneur, for a businessman looking at this, or businesswoman, of course, this is an incredible space to be in right now. Thanks, Stevie. So this is the gentleman I was talking about before. One of the most significant human beings I have met in my entire lifetime, Virtus Norton. I met him for the first time late October 2014. And at that stage, I was not looking at this as a business. I was looking at this for health reasons, and I wasn't looking at this for any commercial reasons. What I can tell you, though, after spending 3 or 4 hours with this gentleman in the boardroom, my heart was saying, you want to do business with this man. He is a man of incredible integrity, a man of incredible vision, morals, ethics, decency, all the things that I wanted to be in business, a gentleman that I wanted to be in business with. My head was saying, you can't, the timing wasn't right. And at that stage, it wasn't right. It was 18 months after that I actually began my journey with this company. The gentleman on the right-hand side, Tyler Norton, we were actually, we had a conference call with him this morning. There's an old saying, fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. Tyler is now, runs this company. Virtus is still on the board, but he's to all intents and purposes retired now. He's into his 80s. In fact, he did not start this company until he was nearly 70. So these two men are really at the head of this incredible technology and this company. Thanks, Stevie. So this is the little bit on the actual company and the technology. Based on many years of research, the products were launched into the market in 2010. For those of you who don't know anything about redox signaling molecules, prior to 1998, it was thought that redox molecules were actually like a waste out of the cells and really served no purpose in the human body. In 1998, 3 Italian scientists won a double Nobel Prize for understanding the significance of redox molecules in the human body, and in fact, the essence of life with these redox signaling molecules. And then, of course, the race was on to try and replicate these molecules outside of the human bodies. And 17 years later, there was a biotech company, and ultimately it was stabilized by this company called ASEA. But it was based on many, many years of research and many millions of dollars of investment into R&D to produce and stabilize these bioactive redox molecules. A significant growth every year. In 2018, this company grew 50%. 2019, we grew 50%. This year, we are headed to do the same again. Sales exceeded in excess of 100 million in 2017. 2018, we went 138 million. Last year, we went 173 million, and we project that we'll reach over $1 billion within the next 5 years. especially because of the launch of this technology into many of the Asian countries. So ASEA is perfectly positioned ahead of the growth that will come in the next 3 years in these massive markets, the health market, wellness market, and anti-aging markets, individually huge markets. Thanks, Stevie. So this is a look at snapshot of the management, and in the 4 years that I've been with this company, I'm experienced in business. I've been in business now for 40 years, and in the 40 years that I've had in business, these are the finest group of people that I've ever done business with in my life. They're men of integrity, groomed and developed by Vertus Norton. This team was put together by Vertus and his son. So there's an old saying, like attracts like. So you would expect that a man like Vertus Norton would attract the cream of the crop, as he has. And on the right-hand side, we see the Science Advisory Board, medical professionals. A lot of these people have retired or moved on from their traditional medical backgrounds to help to deliver this technology to the market. A good friend of mine here, Dr. David Silverman, was a pediatric surgeon and sold his practice, and now is full-time in helping us to drive this to the market. We've got Dr. Maureen Hayes, who was over here, I think 6 months ago. She was touring Australia. Dr. Foster Malmed is a chiropractor, Carl Smith, chiropractor. So they come from many different backgrounds in the wellness industry, and they serve on the medical advisory board of this incredible company. Thanks, Stevie. So we're on the move. We're currently, ASEA currently operates in 34 countries, 34 countries. And so there's, somebody asked me a little while ago, how many countries are there? I don't exactly know, but I think there's over 200. So you can see the many markets in the world that we're not reaching into yet. So the potential for this technology moving forward over the next 5, 10, 20 years is phenomenal. In my opinion, this won't be $1 billion company. This should be $100 billion company. Again, we don't have any competition. This is a breakthrough technology. We have the world at our feet. We don't compete with anybody. And when people really understand this, in fact, a comment that Vertus Norton made in the boardroom, when I was in the boardroom in that meeting in 2014, and let me just say this, Vertus Norton is not a man to misspeak himself. He's not a man prone to exaggeration. And he said, if people really understood this technology, we would be bigger than Apple overnight. And increasingly, more and more people are starting to understand this technology as we move into more and more markets around the world. You can see now that we're on the J curve. It has taken a little while to penetrate the market because it is a breakthrough technology. It's a new technology. In the markets that we operate in, still less than 1% of the population have ever heard of this. So if you're looking at this from a business point of view, the market potential of this is virtually unlimited. We are on the J curve now and growing very quickly, even through the COVID. In fact, we had our biggest month ever in March 2020. And this year is going to be another very significant year for this company. Thanks, Stevie. So we're in three of the world's biggest industries, and this is where the technology. These are the markets we operate in. Over $4 trillion of business every single year, and growing every single year. And we have some of the most unique and advanced products in these industries. Once again, nobody else produces redox signaling molecules. We operate in these three markets: health and wellness, athletic performance, and in the beauty and anti-aging markets. Thanks, Stevie. Products that do things that no other product can do, because they are the only products in the world with redox, bioactive redox signaling molecules. Makes this a very special window of opportunity for each of us who puts the effort into building a business, constructing a business like this. And you can build this around the world. We're in 33 countries that I mentioned. So they say a picture paints 1,000 words. These are photos based on the topical redox product called RENU 28. Interestingly enough, this lady on the left is a naturopath from Norway. Her name is Redox Bone. And a friend of hers from America sent her a tube of the RENU 28 and said to her, Redox, before you start applying the RENU on your neck, would you take a photograph so you can benchmark it? Well, she forgot that she did that. 3 weeks after she started using the RENU 28, she called a friend in America and she said, look, I don't think this is doing anything for me, to be truthful. I can't really see any benefits. And her friend said, did you take a photo when you started? And she said, oh, yeah, as a matter of fact, she said, I did. She said, okay, well, go and get that from 3 weeks ago and then get a photo from today and see if you can see a difference. So the top left photo was a photo that she took when before she started using the RENU 28. And the photo at the bottom is 3 weeks later. Interestingly, I was actually with Rydoon. We were on a convention in Hawaii late in 2019. And we were in the restaurant, and I'm looking at her, and I actually took some photos of her neck. Now, these photos are about seven or 8 years ago. Her neck today looks even better than that. I've got the photos to prove it. I wish I could upload them into this file somehow, but you can see the before and after photos with different skin issues. And this was the reason, and I won't mention the condition that I had, but this was the reason that I went to look at this technology all those years ago, because I had an autoimmune skin problem. I'd had it for many, many years, and that was the reason I went to look at this. As I mentioned, it was for health reasons. It wasn't for commercial reasons. Thanks, Stevie. This is the skincare range. This was released to the market in 2016. The two products on the right-hand side of your screen, the RENU 28 that I was just speaking about, is around 3 to 5 times more concentrated than the Redox liquid. And then the little needle nose tube to the side is the Redox serum, and that also is about 3 times more concentrated than the RENU 28. The two products on the left is a cleanser, and the other one is a moisturizer. They do not contain Redox, but they complete the skincare range. And this was produced as a result of worldwide associates asking for a skincare range. So the company came up with this, and this was released in 2016. Thanks, Stevie. So this is really the signature product. This is the marquee product. It's a liquid, it's a drink. That bottle there is a litre. And this was the product they stabilized back in around 2007, and then came to the market in 2010. Still today, this is the signature product. Thanks, Stevie. Many athletes take these products. And what's unique about them is redox molecules. As you dive into understanding what redox molecules are native to the human body. Whilst most people haven't heard of redox molecules or what they are, they're native to the human body. You have them in your body right now. We all have them in our bodies. If we didn't have them in our body, we would probably not be around within about 10 to 15 minutes. Because it's native to the human body, it's not a drug. Thank God this is not a drug. This is a technology that is native to the human body. So there are 3 classifications of wellness products or products that are supposed to help us to get well. One is the synthetic, the ones that are made by the pharmaceutical company, the synthetic products. Another range is what we call the natural product, goji juice, acai juice, orange juice. They're made in nature. The body still has to work out, what do I do with them? Where do I send this? This is a new category of wellness product. This is native. Redox molecules are redox molecules. That little bottle that we showed you before, what that bottle contains is redox signaling molecules. And those redox molecules in this body are identical to the redox molecules you have in your body. They're identical. Redox molecules are redox molecules. And if you want to research that, go to PubMed, PubMed, publicmedicine.gov. It's an American-based, it's a government site. And go in there and search redox molecules and heart disease, redox molecules and cancer. You can do a lot of research inside PubMed. Please don't go to Google. Google is a search engine. It is not a research engine. So do your proper due diligence by going to PubMed.gov, or go to Google Scholar if you want to research this. The gentleman on the top left, Cody Miller, is an Olympian. He won the gold medal, I believe, in Rio, breaststroke. And he's one of the ASEA sponsored athletes. There are many, as you can see there. Thanks, Stevie. Let's move on to the next slide. What am I doing with time? So redox molecules, vital to life and health, produced in every cell, naturally produced inside every cell. When you drink these redox molecules, they cross the blood-brain barrier. That your body doesn't have to work out what to do with them. It knows exactly where to do them because they are native to the human body. They detect cell damage so they can be repaired or replaced. That's very important. Increases the cell's production of glutathione, most powerful antioxidant, protects cell against cell damage and oxidative stress. Fundamental for the immune system, protecting against harmful bacteria, viruses, and infection. Let me just read that again. Fundamental for the immune system, protecting against harmful bacteria, viruses, and infection. Now, we can't make any claims about what this technology does, what the technology does, because it's not a drug, so we can't make any claims. What we can say is this technology, redox molecules, empower the human body to do what the human body is supposed to do. And a lot of it is helped because of these native bioactive redox signaling molecules. Thanks, Stevie. Often I'm asked, Mal, if we have these redox molecules in our body, why do I need to take more? Why do I need to drink more or take more, use more of these redox molecules that you're talking about? And the answer is that we maximize the production of these redox molecules at puberty. If you take a 10-year-old or an 11-year-old or a 12-year-old, they fall over and cut themselves, they heal really quickly. They break a bone, they heal really quickly. They graze themselves, they heal really quickly. You take an 80-year-old that has a fall and cuts themselves, grazes themselves, they heal really, really slowly. It just reminded me of something I want to share with you. My dear old auntie, who's 89 now, she's 89 years of age, I started her on this product 4 years ago, and she takes a lot of the product. She drinks a lot of the Redox and she uses a lot of the gel because a favorite nephew, me, pays for it. But she takes a lot of this product. She messaged me late last week, and she's 89, remember, and she went to optometrist last week, and her prescription lenses have come backwards. In other words, they've had to lower the strength of her glasses, and she's 89 years of age. Now, she's been on the product for 4 years, but she's had enormous health breakthroughs. I haven't seen her this well probably for 25 years, and I expect that she will live a lot longer as a result of these redox signaling molecules. Her life has really changed enormously in the last few years because of this technology. But that's why we ingest these redox molecules, because we deplete production as we get older. About 1% a year we drop. So every decade we're dropping 10% per decade, and that's why we take these redox molecules. Thanks, Stevie. So over 32,000 peer-reviewed articles, over 1,500 books been published on redox signaling molecules. I'm told it's the fastest growing area of medical science in the world today. There's more and more understanding about what redox molecules do in the human body, still very young. So the discovery was only made 22 years ago, what redox molecules do in the human body. So all the time they're uncovering more and more about what this does, how it works in the human body. It's an incredible area to be working in right now. And the rewards from building a business like this, not just from the financial point of view, but the rewards of being able to help people who have challenges, some of them very serious challenges, is also very rewarding. But there's a lot of information you can gather on understanding redox signaling molecules. I'm not an atomic medical physicist, so I'm not the best person on understanding how it all works in the human body, but I get testimonials every single day about what this technology does for people and how it changes their lives. Thanks, Stevie. So for decades, scientists have tried to produce molecules, these redox molecules, outside of the human body because of their significant importance for health and vitality. Many scientists, when Virtus acquired the technology, but it was not stabilized, many scientists that he contacted, and he was well known, he's kind of a corporate who's who in America. Many of the scientists said, Virtus, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. You will never be able to stabilize these redox molecules because they're fleeting. They said, you are wasting your time. And thank goodness he met up with a gentleman called Dr. Gary Samuelson, who was an atomic medical physicist, and he was a man that was able to stabilize these incredible redox signaling molecules. So after 2 decades and millions, over 17 million, I believe, of research dollars, ASEA scientists managed to produce these molecules in perfect balance, exactly as found in healthy cells, exactly as found in healthy cells. Redox molecules are redox molecules. Redox molecules you've got in your body are identical to the redox molecules that ASEA produces. Thanks, Stevie. I mentioned before, heavily patented process, and the only company in the world that produces these vital molecules. So for a businessman, anybody looking at a business to be in a protected space, if you were to decide to have a business in the wellness markets, and let's say you wanted to develop a business around a super juice, and I don't doubt there's many very good super juices, of course there are, but there's 146 companies that produce and sell super juices. There is only one company on the planet that produces these redox molecules. And so for a businessman, for an entrepreneur, that's very, very exciting to be in this space with this company at this time. Very exciting. So this is the plant in Pleasant Grove, Utah. And on the right-hand side, you can see the vats where the redox molecules are produced. This company down the bottom, Bioagilitics, this is not a company that it's owned. There is no cross-ownership between Bioagilitics and ASEA. The Bioagilitics is an independent laboratory that actually works for 20 of the top 25 pharmaceutical companies. And they test every fourth batch of Redox. Every fourth batch that is produced, they test it to make sure and verify that they are full of stabilized redox signaling molecules. Now, they dare not put their logo on every single bottle of ASEA that's produced if they did not contain bioactive redox signaling molecules. I've had people tell me, "Oh, this is just expensive salt water." Now, the product begins its life journey as pristine salt and pristine water. Then it goes through a 3-day process, complete molecular restructuring to produce these redox signaling molecules. So when somebody says that to me, one of the things I say to them, because in the early stage, I didn't really know how to respond to that, but there are 3 ways to respond to that. Number one, have you ever put salt water in your eye? So try this test. Put salt water into your right eye and tell me how that feels. Well, your eye, you know how it feels. Your eye will be red, it'll be weeping, it'll be sore for sure. And then put Redox into your left eye. And because I put Redox into my eyes every single day, and tell me if you notice a difference. So one eye will be red and weeping, and the other eye will be cleansed and feel really good, and there won't be any pain at all. That's the first way you can tell. The second way is that every fourth batch is certified by Bioagilitics. They certainly wouldn't put their name to a product with just salt and water. It's ridiculous. And the third one I share with people is that how does Virtus Norton, who's a very clever man, no question about it, very clever businessman, but how would he be able to go to the Pacific Ocean, grab a bucket of salt water from the Pacific, or wherever he would grab it from, and take it to the patents office and say, listen, I want patents on this. I want to have 49 patents on this salt water. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. So those are 3 common sense answers why this is bioactive redox signaling molecules and why it's not expensive salt water. Thanks, Stevie. So this is the gentleman who stabilized this technology, just an incredible human being. When I went to look at this technology back in 2014, I had the privilege of sitting next to this man. I didn't know who he was at the time. A very quiet man, a very humble man. And he made a comment that afternoon when I was in the boardroom. And he said, if people really understood this, no, excuse me, that was Virtus. Dr. Gary Samuelson's comment was, we believe this is the most significant health breakthrough since penicillin. And of course, I knew nothing about this really at that point of time. And so when he said that, my brain was kind of spinning around. I said, wow, that sounds, in fact, the first thing I thought, well, that's a pretty big statement. I won't tell you what I thought really, but I thought, well, that's a pretty big statement. And then I kind of thought, well, hang on, this man's an atomic medical physicist now. What qualifications do you have to dispute what he just said? I thought, well, I don't have any. And so that's what he said in the boardroom that day. And just click on a little bit, Stevie, because this is what he says. The redox signaling process, excuse me, I just want to move this. The redox signaling process is remarkable because this is a process that allows us to regenerate tissue and maintain our normal function and capacities. This technology has the potential to spearhead the greatest advances in health we have ever seen. This technology has the potential to spearhead the greatest advances in health we have ever seen. Now, I'm not qualified to make that statement. Please don't think that's been made from male sword, because I'm not an atomic medical physicist. But let me ask you this question. That statement was made by the man who stabilized this technology, understands this technology, and is an atomic medical physicist. I'm told there's only 6 of them in the world. This man is an incredibly intelligent human being. This is what he said. This technology has the potential to spearhead the greatest advances in health we've ever seen. He was interviewed a little over a year ago, and in that interview, Dr. Gary Samuelson said, we now believe this may be the most significant health breakthrough for the next 100 years. Not the last 100 years, but for the next 100 years. Nonetheless, this is a very significant breakthrough. If you don't on board with this technology now, I promise you, you will hear about this in the years to come. One day, 5 years out, 7 years out, 10 years out, redox molecules will be known probably more than antioxidants will be known. Antioxidants took a long time to get to market and be understood. Redox signaling molecules are a greater breakthrough than antioxidants. And very soon, within the next 5, 10, 15 years, this will be mainstream. This will be a mainstream technology, and you'll look back and you think, wow, I heard about that back in 2020. Thank you, Stevie. This gentleman is called, I forget his name, he's a chiropractor, I believe, from America. We call him the half-face man. So he wanted to actually test whether this was effective, the RENU 28, the topical gel that we use on the outside. So this works on, the gel works on the outside in, and the Redox works on the inside out. And so he used the product into right-hand side of his face only, left-hand side to our screen, as you can see, and he used it just on one side of his face for 30 days. I mean, you can clearly see the difference in the graining in the face, but have a look at the glasses. It looks like he's got Bell's palsy on one side of the face. He doesn't do this anymore, by the way. His wife, after a month, said, you look ridiculous. Start using it. Now you can see what it does. Start using it all over your face, please. So he did. But this was just a test, a very clear test to show exactly what it does, even in a relatively short period of time of 30 days. Thanks, Stevie. You can just see just wrinkles, but this gentleman just used for 3 days. But the results from the protocol we have after 10 years now with this technology, most people will see results within 30 to 90 days. Some people see results within days. I've had a number of people that have results with this technology very, very quickly. Some in hours, but some in a few days. About 5% of people will experience that. 30% of people respond in 30 days, 60% in 60 days, 90% in 90 days. So when you start taking the product, please be fair to the product and use the product for at least 90 days to be fair. Often I have people saying they've got a major illness and which they've taken 30 years to develop, and they come to this thinking that they can be on the product for a week and it's gonna change things dramatically. Please be fair to the product. That's after 10 years of research on these protocols. Thanks, Stevie. Okay, just you can see the changes to this young man's life. Thanks, Stevie. Let's keep moving. This was a challenge I had. This was the issue that I went to look at this technology all those years ago, and very stubborn problem. In fact, most doctors will tell you you'll never be able to move it. And well, I was the eternal optimist. I believed that one day something would come along and it would help to take this away. Thanks, Stevie. Again, visible results. You can see the lady with the 3 little blemishes, I guess, on her cheek. But have a look at the have a look underneath that little red box. Have a look at the marks there on her neck. Most people don't see those because they're focused on the little red box. But have a look at the marks on her neck as well. Again, this is what the gel is doing on the outside. So we can't always go inside to see what the redox molecules are doing on the inside, but you can connect the dots here. If this is what the topical gel is doing on the outside in, imagine what the redox molecules are doing on the inside out. Thanks, Stevie. So we have independent clinical studies. This company, Stevens & Associates, is an American company. Company underneath Dermatest is a German company. On the left-hand side, you click on just a little bit more. Thanks, Stevie. This is a 4-week study on the RENU 28. You can see the markers there. Most significant one, of course, is the 50% improvement in blood flow. And so if you have let's say you have a little bit of a problem, if you have an injury or something and you have a certain pain threshold, you can apply this technology 3 times in 5 minutes. Rate it before, then apply the gel 3 times in 5 minutes and go back and rate it one more time. So that's an American company. That's on the RENU 28. The German study was done on the serum, the RENU ADVANCED, and this was an 8-week study. I mean, look at the change in those markers, 100% improvement at 5 lines, 95% skin smoothness. This is a German company, as I mentioned, called Dermatest. They give the products, they gave the RENU ADVANCED a 5-star rating. They will not give any product 5-star rating if one of the people in the trial has an adverse effect with the product. So not one person had an adverse effect. And something like, I think if you click on one more, 90% of trial participants said they wanted to purchase the product. Again, this is an anti-aging. We can use this for anti-aging, looking younger. Most of us want to look younger. We all want to look younger. No toxicity. This is the beauty about this technology. No toxins. We don't have any toxicity here. That's the benefit of this product range, this technology. No toxicity. Can't have any toxicity. Redox molecules are in the human body already. Can't be allergic to it. Thanks, Stevie. Can't hurt you. Can't hurt anybody. So this is I just mentioned before. So what happens to our body when we drink the same molecules that are found in RENU ADVANCED? Exactly, redox molecules are redox molecules. Replenishes the very redox signaling molecules that help improve cell renewal and help every system of our body to function normally at every age. This is common. People report less fatigue, better sleep, improved health, improved mood, and less discomfort. These are the kind of things that early on, and this is reported by people that say, I'm already well, which is terrific, but everybody on the planet should be drinking more redox signaling molecules as we age, because we're all aging. Every one of us on this call is aging. Some of us faster than others maybe, but we're all aging. And so to be able to top up our reserves of redox molecules on a daily basis is phenomenal. It allows us to live better and less fatigue. So even for athletes, there's a lot of links you can have a look at from athlete performance, endurance, strength, recovery, mental stamina. But even those of us that are not athletes, every one of us would like more endurance, more strength, more recovery, and better mental stamina. It kind of an elixir for life. We want to do life better. We want to do life longer, but we want to live longer, but well as well. And this is an incredible technology to be able to help you with that. Thanks, Stevie. Let's just click. So you might want to just go to that athletes.aseaglobal.com. That's a very good website so you can see an array of different athletes there. So Brie Larson was an Olympic swimmer. There's bodybuilders, Eddie Hall, power weightlifter. So many different, no doubt, many different sports athletes use the product. Again, no drug testing. Can't be tested for it. Thanks, Stevie. No, excuse me, you can be tested for it, but it's got no drug, so you can't be, anyway, you know what I'm saying, there's no drug. So this is, this next little clip is, next little page is from an article from the Huffington Post. This was produced in mid-2016. Here are 5 of the craziest game-changing technologies starting to take off in 2016. Pay attention, some of these will shape our lives in the coming years. Number 4, redox signaling technology. Again, I want to mention there's nobody in the world that produces redox signaling technology, nobody on the planet other than this company. Redox signaling molecules have been around for eons, but it isn't until recently we've learned about their central importance, 1998, in our health on a cellular level. New technologies are emerging that inserts healthy redox signaling molecules, ASEA, is the company, into your body, helping to repair and replenish your aging cells. Since we're made up entirely of cells, every organ in the body can potentially benefit from this new technology. Again, that was Huffington Post, 2016. Okay, let me go into a little bit of the business plan. As I mentioned before, this is a word of mouth business. Most of what I spend my time doing with this business is communicating with people and looking to find, as people look at this, to identify what it is that they would like to produce with a business like this. I have people in my organization that come to this because they want to produce an extra $500 a month. I have people in my organization that want an extra $1,000 a month. And then I have people in my organization that want to generate extra $250,000 a month. Most people look at a business like this because they want to generate an income. And if you build it properly, it will create a residual income. Ultimately, the benefit of building a business like this is to have an organization that continues to grow without you. Now, it won't happen in 2 months. To get to that place, that space or that opportunity is going to take you, for most people, somewhere between 12 months and 3 years to produce an organization that will grow without you. But you can generate serious income by introducing contacts, and they'll introduce their contacts. And it is a word of mouth business. There's many ways of doing that. You make referrals as you would do in a restaurant or a movie you really liked. We reach out to people. Of course, we reach out to people that are unwell. Of course we do. But I also reach out to people that are financially unwell. And there's a lot of those in the world right now. We're entering into an era, from what I can understand, it's probably the most complex economic struggle we're going to see since the Great Depression. There will be more people on the planet looking for additional income streams than ever before, in my opinion. And a lot of those people are going to look at this opportunity for obvious reasons, because we don't have any competition and because it is a breakthrough technology. So as you build this, as you grow your business, your contacts, then we help you to do this. So one of the things we don't do with a business like this is simply enroll you and say, good luck, I hope you make it, because we work as a team. This works really well when you build it with a team, build it as a team, and we help each other as we grow our organizations around the world. So again, this is what we call residual income. So residual income is an income stream that goes on after the work. So you do the work for a period of time and then you get paid. Then you get paid ad infinitum if you built it properly. Thanks, Stevie. So you'll get paid from people your contacts refer, and then it just grows as their friends tell friends and then tell friends. And then what happens, we're the world today with technology, it will spread. I have businesses now and organizations all over the world. In many countries, 35 or 34 that were open, but also lots of other markets. They're not fully open markets, but we have organizations growing there. So we create distribution channels. When people ask me, what do I do? I say, I create distribution channels for a US biotech company. And it's about people. We build organizations of people. Remember, with a business like this, people move products. Products don't move people. Yes, we have an incredible technology. Yes, it's heavily patented. Yes, it's unique. But this is a business about people. This is about finding your key people. This is about finding your board of directors, finding your key leaders, developing your leaders, but also reaching out to people that are unwell, that need this technology for their health and wellness. So you're able to build the business in all of the markets, in all of the continents, in the Asian continent, American continent, European continent. In my opinion, the Asian continent, the Asian region, of which we are a part, Australasia, is going to be the largest region in the world. And people say, why? 3 reasons. Number one, because it's the biggest population region in the world. More than half the world's population are in this sector. Number 2, the Asians generally are fanatical about looking younger, love to look younger. And here we have a technology that has no toxicity. And also the Asians tend to work very hard and love this kind of business as well. Thanks, Stevie. What you do is completely up to you. It's a smorgasbord. Come to a business like this, it's a smorgasbord. Some people come just to use the product. Some people come to build it part-time and make an additional income. Some people come to build the business just to pay for their product, just to cover their product. You can do that very quickly. You can do that in 2 to 4 weeks. Just introduce some people and have your product covered. And really, in terms of the income, there is no limit. There's no salary cap with a business like this. It's enterprise-based. Those that earn the most have helped the most people. It's based on effort. It's based on enterprise. It's not complicated. It's just about communicating with people and helping other people as you grow your organizations. As in any business, cost of getting started, open your account with ASEA is $60. So there's no barrier to entry. Again, it's not capital-based, it's enterprise-based. So anybody, this is a level playing field. So somebody has no money but has an entrepreneurial spirit and wants to change their life, can do that very quickly. I came to ASEA a few years ago, and I won't go through my story, but I came with next to nothing and was able to really change that in about 18 months. And it was just an incredible transformation. There's various packages. I won't go through those this evening. Thanks, Stevie. I'm actually going a bit longer than I intended. I won't go through this either. There's a very good site you can go to if you want to look at the compensation plan. If you go to Amazing Molecules Training, amazingmoleculestraining.com, compensation plans in there. Thanks, Stevie. Done by a gentleman called Alan Noble. So the business is simple, something anyone can do, and it works. 3 things really with a business like this. You want to have a dream. You want to have a reason to build it. Most important thing I look for is, when I'm working with somebody, what is their dream? My role is to help them accomplish their dreams, to get what they want. Number 2, to be coachable. Learn, if you've never built a business like this, or even if you have, be coachable. And the 3rd thing is be prepared to do the work. So there is work involved. So those are the 3 keys that I look for when I work with people to build organizations and to help them build their organizations. Thanks, Stevie. Quick start training, basic training, leadership training, corporate events. So we have a lot of training. There's a lot of training programs. We do training evening, Monday night we do training evenings. I won't go through all this, but you can see the ranks. Everybody starts as an associate. We all start there, and then you can work your way up the mountain, and you can take from the business what you want. So if you said, I want to get to platinum executive in Australia, that income of a platinum executive in Australia is around $12,000 per month. You might say, I'm really happy with that. Okay, so you work your way up the mountain to get platinum executive. How long does that take? We've had people in the world that have done that in 3 months. People might take 3 years to do that, 4 years maybe. It's not a race. It's your journey up the mountain. You go as fast as you want. If you want to go quickly, it's best. It's a better way of building it when you create momentum and energy and excitement as you're going up the mountain, because people want to follow people that are excited and know where they're going. but your journey's your journey. So that's up to you how fast you go. Thanks, Stevie. When you open your account, you get your own virtual office. Very easy to navigate. I mentioned at the start of this webinar, I'm not particularly high tech, but the back office is easy to navigate. From the very first day, I found it very easy to navigate. So it's a very, very good back office to navigate, easy to work your way around and understand the statistics and the vital signs of your organization. Thanks, Steve. So in summary, ASEA will become one of the biggest companies within the health, wellness and anti-aging industries of all time. I have absolutely no doubt that will happen. You are at the right place at the right time. And now it's just about what you do with this. It's a little bit like sitting in a Ferrari. You can be sitting in the Ferrari, you can start the engine, but at some point you've still got to put it in gear, got to activate it, got to make it work. And that actually is the most exciting part of this, finding your business partners, finding your key leaders, finding your entrepreneurs, finding people that thank you because you reached out to them because they are looking for an opportunity, as there are so many people right now looking for an opportunity. Thanks, Stevie. Time for action. Let's move quickly through these next slides. Quick start training. So you're looking to identify and refer to people who want to make some changes now, build a business or become a preferred customer. Thanks, Stevie. So you can be an emotional roller coaster. Just learn to build a business emotionally neutral. Exactly. If you're a plumber, you give 10 quotes, you don't get 10 jobs, you might get 3. It's exactly the same with this. When I talk to people, are you open to looking at other income options? Some people say yes, some people say no. I'm not bothered by that. The ones that say yes, we help, and the ones that no, it might be no for now. So that's easy. Just don't tie in too much with it. 3 types of people: the red apples, green and rotten. Red apples look at this and say, right, I'm ready to go. Let's get cranking. Green apples kind of want to, maybe have questions. That's fine. And then the rotten apples, they're just really not in the looking zone. They're not rotten people. They're just not looking. And that's fine. My attitude to that is, somebody's not looking for me, if they're not looking for an opportunity, and I am looking for people that are looking, then they're not looking for me, I'm looking for them. That's not a problem. I don't have any problem with that at all. Thanks, Stevie. So when you build a business like this, you'll get all of these. Generally what happens in a business like this, you will attract who you are. So if you're a red apple, you're going to attract red apples. You're a green apple, you'll tend to attract a green apple. So, but the organization we want, leaders beget leaders, monkeys produce monkeys, leaders find leaders. So generally what will happen, you will find leaders. If you're a leader and developing and growing if you want more in life, become more. That's a principle of growth. As you become more red, you'll find people that are more red. You will attract who you are. So this is how you want your organization to grow. This is about leaders finding leaders, finding leaders, finding leaders. Leaders do find leaders. When you find a leader, they will find leaders. They know leaders or they will find leaders. This is exactly how it grows with your organization. And a business like this, you can turn out tens of thousands of people within just a few short years. Many people have done that. Thanks, Steve. So call the person who invited you, join us in the business. The earlier you do it, the better your position will be. This is still very early days in Australasia with this technology, very early days. You are still seeing this as a pioneer. If you're looking at this for the first time this evening, you are still looking at this in the pioneer stages. You go down to Main Street of any of the cities, wherever you're watching from, and ask 100 people tomorrow, have you ever heard of Redox Molecules, Redox Signalling Molecules? I would be surprised if 1 in 100 said, yes, I have. Very early days, very special technology, very special opportunity. And I wish you well. I'm sorry I went a little bit over time. I do apologize. But thank you very much for your time. And let me just close by thanking you, Stevie. Thank you very much for hosting again and always being my high-tech person. Guide. Thank you very much, and good night, everyone. Thank you very much.
You're always welcome, Malsord, and thank you very much for your time and sharing your brilliant presentation with us this evening. Thank you very much.